Oh, I like that. It's very...
Ooh,
very
peaceful and
it's
dramatic.
peaceful. It is very dramatic. No, very good. Jonah, one of our editors, put that together. Very nice, and we're going to probably have to update that because
update the sizzle reel.
More pictures here coming on in, and keep sending them to us too at newsdesk@wcpo.com. So every time I think, okay, maybe it lets up a little bit, it picks right back up, and that continues to be the trend. I know we're checking back in with Jen and Cam here this morning.
Yeah, the snow intensity is steady.
Yeah.
Like the rate that we've seen for the last 2 hours has just been steady and leading to those snowfall numbers continuing to climb and the problems obviously persisting.
Yeah, obviously we've been showing a lot of the interstates with our traffic cameras, but you get shots like this where it's like, yeah, if you're not one of those SUV cars like that has all-wheel drive, you are not making it to your destination. So it's better just to stay home. Nothing is probably worth getting stuck for an hour or two or having to ditch your car
Yeah,
on the
leave
side
it
of the
there.
road.
Yeah, I do have a really cool video to share with you guys. So the Aurora Fire Department shared that they had some snowmobiles on standby. Basically, the Indiana State Conservation officers are there to assist with motorists, and they actually submitted this video showing they're ready to go. So if they need a vehicle assist or even if their crews need to be able to get out there, the conservation officers are on standby and ready to go out there in Aurora. So way to utilize those resources and be smart about it this morning. Thanks to the fire department for submitting those to me as well. So the amounts of snowfall, 9 to 13 now is kind of a higher end. Down to the southeast is where we have the lowest amounts of the system, and that's because you did switch over to some of that sleet. And you can see here on the 9 First Warning Live Doppler radar, it does not depict the sleet up into Grant County, Pendleton County, Bracken, but it is there. I'm also hearing up into Georgetown. I actually just heard from Alexandria that they're also getting some sleet. So it's off by about 30 to almost 40 miles when it comes to where the sleet is at. That's beyond our control. Our radar, the National Weather Service's radar, even the radar down in the Louisville area, just not quite handling what's out there. But your ground truth reports have barely been the difference maker. Now, Future View has a really good handle on how far a lot of that sleet has made it to the north, and it shows where it will continue to be throughout this morning. Everybody else is in that moderate snow band where you'll continue to see about a ½ inch of snow per hour at times, up to an inch per hour. We'll have more snow still passing with us throughout this evening. So we are far from seeing this over, but your storm totals of 8 to 12, some up to as high as 15 will be realized in this system because Cameron, I mean, it's happening. Winter storm warning in effect. It's going to stay that way for a while, and these are the scenes we'll continue to see.
Yeah, a lot of people stranded out there trying to get up any one of these several hills in Cincinnati, and you're going to start to see a lot of these icons pop up. These aren't crashes, at least from what I'm seeing on our cameras. It's just cars not being able to get to their destination, and they just kind of block traffic because they get stuck on a hill or they get kind of pulled into a little bit of some sludge on the side of the road. Your drive times are very slow. 41 minutes right now to get from Westchester to downtown. Is it worth trying to get to downtown if you're in Westchester? Probably not, unless you absolutely have to. And then same thing on the Kentucky side, you're going to be much slower. Visibility a little better now. It's been ebbing and flowing at this camera here, 75 at Ronald Reagan. A little bit more traffic picking up, but you see the flashers. You see the plow. That's probably going to help them out a lot. They're all pretty thrilled probably to have a fresh path for them. But if you are probably the majority of not getting lucky to be behind a snowplow, you're probably going to get stuck if you don't have four-wheel drive. So just be extra cautious out there. We've said it a million times, and we'll just keep saying it.
Yeah, I feel so bad for
team effort there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It looks like there's some movement there.
Yeah, they got to go.
And that's what it is at this point. Like if you see people, you know,
help out.
Yeah, and absolutely. Hopefully, and you have a shovel in your car, as earlier we saw.
Kitty litter helps too.
Yeah, all the things. Yeah. All right, team coverage though. Continuing with our anchor Lauren Miner. She was here in the studio earlier, but she's been out and about, and she found some good stories too.
Yeah, and you also found a place to stay warm because there is a business open there in Findlay Market.
There sure is, Carl's Deli, and they are working hard. They are open, but they're also open because they are making just under 400 meals for all of the workers in Cincinnati, all of those drivers that have been out all night, all morning, working to clear those roadways. And they are preparing all of these different lunches, and they've been working since yesterday. They actually had their friends, their family in here. You have the owners, Cam and Sydney, and they are just amazing. And they actually got a call from the city yesterday, and the city was like, hey, can you help us out? Can you make these meals for these workers that are going to be out working so hard? So they're going to be here at 11 o'clock to pick up the first round, and then they're going to pick up the second second round of lunches for the other shift at 2 o'clock. So pretty incredible what they're doing. And they're just pretty much one of only a couple businesses maybe open here in Findlay Market, not too many, just because they are under a level 2 snow emergency. So that's something that, you know, you got to consider if you are going to be walking around. Not a lot of businesses open at this point. There are a lot of people out shoveling those sidewalks. So if you are out walking around this morning, hopefully you're able to get around that way, but I would definitely still stay off the roadways because that snow is still coming down at a pretty good rate. Guys, I mentioned that I was starving just from being outside all morning, and I felt like I deserved maybe like just a little bit of a sandwich. And look at this. This is called the Boss. I'm going to brag on my friend Sydney here because she does such a good job, and so does Cam, her sister. I'm going to take a bite. Don't be jealous. I know you guys are at least in the warm studio, so you can't be too mad at me, but guys, looks so good.
Our boss wants you back out in the snow. Can you get back out there, please?
I am jealous.
I am jealous. That looks really good.
Earlier, a Hotel Covington brought her some coffee.
They did.
Now she has a sandwich.
I
All
know.
her needs are being met out there. I
love it. I love
the world is providing.
It's not that bad.
No, you're doing a good job. Meanwhile, we'll go over to Marlena Lang, who's, has no
Doesn't have a
sandwiches,
sandwich.
no
Oh.
food. She's freezing. Marlena, where are you at right now, and what do you see?
Yes, good morning. We are in the same area that we've been in downtown for the last about hour and a half, 2 hours, right near the intersection of 7th and Broadway. And we still haven't seen any plows come through, so the roads haven't changed much. So as we've been saying all morning, if you don't have to drive, don't do it. Stay home. But if you do have to go out, then I'm going to just show you what your car might look like. This is a car that looks like they haven't been touched at all. So this is the snow and ice that you're going to have to be dealing with. But if we come over to our car here that we've been using this morning, even with it running and driving, it is still covered in ice. We cleared this about 5 a.m. this morning, and we've done the sides and backs even more. Our windshield wipers also icy, even with the defroster going. Even when we were driving earlier, we would have ice on the windshield, making our visibility definitely difficult. And then just ice all around the sides too. So if you do have to go out, this is something you will have to deal with, and definitely make sure you have all the tools you need to clear off your car properly and stay safe, and just take it slow. Give yourself some extra time to clear off your car, and then of course drive. Back to you guys.
All right, Marlena, thanks so much. Yeah, we've seen a lot of ice, especially in Lexington and other parts, and we are seeing a lot of plows go through.
Yeah.
This portion, so this is good.
Saw a cavalcade of ODOT plows on Fort Washington Way, trying to get each portion of it working in tandem. Let's go out to Governor Beshear now in Kentucky. He's giving an update on the big snow that has crippled all of the Commonwealth this morning.
We're talking about up here in northern Kentucky, all the way down into Lexington,
where there's ice.
It was encased in ice. So here you go.
If you're off the roads, the transportation crews can treat them. If you're off the roads, the first responders can get to somebody that needs help. And it is simply unsafe in basically any part of Kentucky right now to be out on the roads. All you're doing is putting yourself and other people in harm. People were prepared, and they stayed off the roads last night. That's why we don't have any reports of significant injuries or deaths related to the storm. So to the people of Kentucky, thank you. You're helping everybody out there do their very best in responding. You're protecting one another and yourself. But snow and ice totals are expected to increase today and tonight, so we still have a long road ahead of us. And like I said earlier, power outages are going up, 911 calls are increasing. This through the end of the day may end up being the toughest part of the storm. We've had a lot of practice at this. This is our 15th federally declared major weather disaster in the last 6 years alone. And we know that being proactive means we save lives. So on Thursday, KYTC began pre-treating roadways, communicating with partner agencies, and preparing equipment. Kentucky State Parks began designating resort and recreational parks as warming stations in case of power outages. So I'll mention in a little bit, we have 4 parks that are without power. 1 has guests. We're working on that right now. Our EOC began operating at a level 2, pre-positioning water, coordinating with state agencies, the National Guard, and establishing warming centers. On Friday, I signed a state of emergency. We knew it was going to be bad, and we wanted to make sure that we could move assets ahead of time to respond quickly. It allowed for the activation of state resources, including Kentucky Emergency Management and the Kentucky Guard, to help protect our people. I also activated the state's price gouging laws, and the Attorney General turned on that hotline. And on Saturday, the President quickly approved an emergency disaster declaration. This means federal aid is immediately available. Thank you to President Trump and Secretary Noem, who I'm told were personally involved in that. Their decision will help us protect lives. I'm grateful for the support, and we have FEMA on site with us. We're grateful for their partnership. On Saturday, weather started moving through the state, and it's set to continue through late Sunday night or early Monday morning, depending on how you want to look at it. I think it's going to exit eastern Kentucky about 2 a.m., but the watch right now extends to about 7 a.m. I wouldn't think of it that way. I wouldn't think of it being gone, because if it dumps a ton of ice and it gets really cold, that ice is going to stay and it's going to stick. And so you ought to think about the difficult and dangerous conditions extending into next week. Northern and central Kentucky are expected to get up to 15 inches of snow. The major amount that we thought would hit, Lexington, Frankfort, ended up being closer to Covington, and then Ohio got a lot of snow. South central and southeastern Kentucky are set to receive less snow, but more ice accumulation. In the original forecast, it was really just our southern border with Tennessee starting about halfway through the state that was supposed to get ice. Now, as you look at it, it's really about a third of our state in a diagonal line that includes ice that's coming down in Frankfort right now, but throughout much of eastern Kentucky. We are at the heart of the storm as precipitation moves across the state. And while it may seem like rain, don't be fooled. It is freezing once it comes down and making your roads, your sidewalks, and everything else dangerous. The system's expected to leave the eastern side of the state around 2 a.m., but dangerous cold temperatures are going to go through at least Thursday of next week, if not into longer. So our major two concerns, the major two ways we're worried about losing people are you get out on the roadways because it is dangerous, and or loss of power and how cold things are going to be. I want to add a third, and I'll mention it later. Shoveling. It's going to be really heavy with the ice, and we lost a number of people to heart attacks with the ice sandwich last January. We don't want that to happen. I know you're probably not going to get out until at least tomorrow to shovel, but make sure you take it easy. You take breaks. With ice on the roads, it's going to be harder for first responders to get to you. We don't want to lose anybody to that like we did last time. Bowling Green to Campbellsville, Richmond, Moorhead, and even up to Ashland look like they're going to get at least 1/4 inch of ice. That makes conditions very dangerous and can bring down power lines. Currently, there are 50,181 power outages. Like I said, 2 hours ago, it was about 25,000. 8:45 a.m., it was about 38,000. They are going up quickly. 4 state parks without power. 1 has guests. 2 hospitals are on backup or generator power, but are not currently reporting any needs. We have huge numbers of utility workers and contractors that are out there, thanks to the National Weather Service, which is critically important and needs to continue to get all the funding to provide these forecasts, as well as all of our meteorologists. Thank you for giving us the heads up, giving us days to prepare. And because of that, hopefully we can get power up and running in parts of the state that much faster. Reports right now are that Barron and Pulaski County are 2 of the most impacted areas. We're sending TOSS teams with the Guard to Barron County to help clear the roadways. We're checking in directly with local officials and hospitals, but if you're watching this and you're a local official, hospital administrator that needs help, please call us here at the center. We've got a ton of people who are really good at this that are ready to help you. But with these dangerous cold temperatures, if your power is out, we want you to go to a warming center. We currently have more than 112 warming centers set up across the Commonwealth. I think there's a slide up next to me now where you can see them. The map you're seeing now shows all locations. This site is linked across my social for those in need. You can also get it at kym.ky.gov. Our Kentucky State Parks have also set up warming centers. If you cue the slide, it is most all of our parks. I'm not going to read through them, but you can pick up your phone, call your local state park, and they can tell you, as long as they have power, we're going to take people in who don't and make sure that you make it through this storm. If you're traveling to a state park, please use caution. And for park updates, you can visit parks.ky.gov. National Guard is ready to help those that are in need. Guard members, which are soldiers and airmen, are currently across the state already in 53 of our armories across 42 counties. The Guard's begun making rounds in local communities. They started that yesterday. They're continuing to do wellness checks and prepare for any needed transports due to power outages. They're helping a lot of medical professionals in some parts of the state get to their hospitals and places of practice. If you need that help, please reach out. The teams have preloaded near areas expected to receive increased ice accumulation. Now for additional updates, I'm going to turn it over to Director Gibson.
Thank you very much, Governor, for just a few minutes to just provide some more detailed updates on some things. The Governor's done a good job of summarizing how things have been going this week, and we do appreciate the early warning from our meteorologists and our stations. If people have taken heed to the warning, we didn't see as many issues overnight as we could have, and I think that has a lot to say about the people heeding the warnings that were put out. There was good messaging about it, and we've heard well that the roads were clear and our transportation crews were able to make good progress through the night. But this morning we woke up to, many of you all have woke up to a freezing rain across our southern part of our state, and we're starting to see that be the most impactful area. And we're not out of the woods on that yet. That area of our state's going to continue to see this freezing rain come down for next several hours, and that's going to continue to worsen the impact. This morning, as the governor's talked about already, our power outages have started to surge, which will increase the need for our resources in that area. And we've already started to shift to our impacted area with our National Guard folks, our forestry folks, and making sure that we're prepared to answer any commodity requests in that area. We do have those ready. And if you are a local official and you're tuned into this and you need assistance, or if you're in need of a warming center and you're having trouble finding that, we have our number here at the call center that is staffed. We have individuals that are standing by to take your call. It's 50. I'll put the number up at the end. It's available on our website, and I'll give it to you now. If you need assistance that you're not getting, and we can help you with that, our number is 502-607-6665. And I'll repeat it one more time, 502-607-6665. And we can help you with finding your warming center or finding some aid that you may need. And if
and the warming center website's up there. Kenton County Detention Center is a warming center. I'm looking here, as well as the Northern Kentucky, the Respite Tracking Center as well. So there you have it.
Yeah, stay with us as we continue tracking the impacts of snow this Sunday morning. But we'll leave you with this live look right now.
It's coming back down.